So today I went to the comic book store because I had to go and turn some books in, and I made a little discovery: a Bloodborne comic book. Now, normally, um, I'm a fan of Bloodborne, um, kind of. Uh, don't mind my room, by the way. Also, that's not lotion for masturbating. That's lotion for this dry skin. Um, so yeah, yeah. Anyways, so I found this comic book, and don't mind my room being a mess. I have not. Well, I'm gonna clean it. Or I'm getting stuff packed up, is what I'm trying to say. So it's all messy. But yes, I found this Bloodborne comic book, and it's actually pretty cool. I actually didn't know they made Bloodborne comic books, but I'm actually a fan of Bloodborne, um, and the Souls games in general, even if I don't have fun while playing them. So this is actually a really good comic, and I really like it. So I don't know if it takes place before or after the games, but it actually got me thinking. Oh, I also got the sixth issue of The Walking Dead. That's going in my collection, so it's pretty good. Anyways, point is, I was thinking about comic books today because, well, I just bought two. And I remembered I have a comic book collection. So we're going to run through some of these. I don't know if I'll run through all of them because I got to clean this drawer out, or this little thing out. So we're gonna look at them and we're gonna rate them on how well I like the comic. So let's go. Okay, first one up is Joker by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. I don't know how to say their name. Sorry if I butcher that. This comic is really good. It's not like the movie. Like, I think one thing that when the Joaquin Phoenix movie came out was that a lot of people, I think, thought it would be like this. It was not. That was a completely different movie. That was a whole other thing. But this comic is really good, so I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Artwork's really good and everything. So let's move on. All right, so this is the next one. This is Batman: Arkham Asylum. This comic is one of my more recent finds. And the art style is the main reason to read this comic. The story isn't great, in my opinion. It's just about a guy who goes into Arkham Asylum and experiences a lot of weird stuff because it's, well, Arkham Asylum. It's still good, though. The artwork is absolutely fantastic, and I think this point right here, where it's going over the case files, I believe. That was a really good idea. You get some good artwork right here in the back. So I'm going to give this... Ooh, that's actually a good one. Right there. That's a good one. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. So my next comic here is Batman: Creature of the Night. Now, this is a comic that I have not fully read all the way through. And if I remember correctly, it is a... Is this one the anthology? Or is this the one... I believe... So I think it's told from... That's a little Detective Comics thing. It's an anthology about people who see Batman and the different ways that people see him. Or it's about... Thing. I think. Sorry about that. Somebody's outside my door. So I think that's right. Art style is good. Not great. I'm giving that like a 6 out of 10. Not great. So I have a few... Let me go over these. I can just shoot through these really quick. These are just... these are paperbacks, and then I'll get to this one. I have Tank Girl, a little bit. Just... Those are pretty good. Give them like a solid 7 out of 10. Gotham by Gaslight. I have Gotham by Gaslight. I don't know if it's the Gotham by Gaslight, the first one. I can't remember. I believe it is. Though, is it? Batman Killer? This is the one because this is Jim Gordon. I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the end because just go read it. It's one of the best comics. Okay, sorry. Wicked Wabbit. I got this at a when I worked at a not a convenience store, what's that place called? Community Aid. So it was a Christian store, so obviously we couldn't sell this. So I took it. I actually got that for free. My boss was like, yeah, we can't sell that. I have the Robin comics, Tim Drake. I got all of them in there. I think it's all 5. I believe so. Yes. I have the Ultimates. Those are pretty good. This one's weird. This is weird because they're brother and sister, and they have sex, so it's weird. I also have a very old comic, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. That's a very weird. It's very old. You can actually even see. Look at the art style. That is an old comic. Got to be careful with that one. And it's in great condition too. For being in this thing, it's in great condition. We got a lot more. We got a few more of these paper ones. I got this Spider-Man comic. Not great. Because I don't actually know what's going on in it. I have a lot of Sonic comic books. I got that from a family friend when I was a kid. So got some of those. Force Awakens. Another Spider-Man comic. And I got this Star Wars one, which is one of my favorites. One of my favorite Star Wars comics. So let me just finish these out really quick and then we'll get back to the rating. I have this one, which is sealed. It's a Superman comic, obviously. It has a little bit of a rip right there, but I think that's because I was trying to open it and my dad was like, don't open it. It could be worth money. Like, dude. Like, I don't care about that. I care about reading. These are my favorite Sonic comics called Eat My Dust. It's about Scourge the Hedgehog and the alternate universe. I really like these comics. I have absolutely no idea why. I just like a dark version of Sonic. So, I have Batman Grendel. I don't know. This is... I don't know. I don't actually remember what goes on in this comic. It is what it is. Black Canary comic, which I really like the art styles. So I kept it. Another Sonic comic. That's the 200th comic or something. And I have another one, which is a part of my Star Wars collection, which is this old comic. It is Marvel Comics. It is Fabulous First Issue. It's a classic. Enter Luke Skywalker's or Destroy It. That is a very old comic. That is A New Hope, I believe. So I don't know if it's an exact thing or a reprint. I don't know. And we got another Spider-Man comic here. A lot of the Spider-Man comics that I've read are not physical copies. They're on like online stuff. I'm also gonna get, while I'm at it, I also have this in here, Sherlock Holmes. Just thought I should throw that out there. Let me get these paperbacks out of the way and then I'll move on to. So we have I found these at a comic book store for free comic book day. Because I was like, oh hell yeah, why not? Just grab some. This one, Batman, has The Flash on the back, which is a shitty movie. I don't know why people thought it was good. I have Fright Night. Tom Holland, not the same Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but I actually don't know what this is called because I can't read it. I think it's called Inhumans. I think, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I have Spider-Man and Venom. Cool. Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures. It's pretty cool. And Shadow Man. Is what it is. Okay. I also, and this is not a comic book, but I just feel like this should be a flex. I have the first 6 seasons of Case Closed on DVD. So, first 6. So, yeah. I don't know why. Just thought, what's this? Oh, this is my yearbook from when I was at elementary school. Those shouldn't be in there. Sticking on the Sonic thing, I have Sonic Super Special first issue. I don't know why. Moving on, we have we're gonna move back to this. We have Nightfall, part 1. I don't have part 2. I should get part 2, but this is the 25th anniversary. I love this comic. I think it's probably the 3rd best Batman comic. One of the best. Maybe not the 3rd best. I have a few in here that I really like better than this comic. But I really like this comic. Very good. I believe I got that for my... I bought that. Okay. Here is one of my favorite comics of all time. V for Vendetta. I love the movie. I love the comic. They should have made a game about it, but they didn't. Overall, this is a solid comic. It's got great art style, great story, and it's kind of like it's somewhat like Batman meets, like, I guess, I don't even know, some revolutionary shit about a revolution or something. But it's still pretty cool. So the next one here is Injustice. See, year 1. So this is all the build up to the events of the game. It doesn't end where the game begins, I believe. I think this is, well, it's the first year. So everything after this is closer to the game. Really like this comic too. I wasn't a huge Injustice fan. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat guy. I just realized I have cups in a fucking thing back there. I'm stupid. Whatever. Not a huge Injustice fan. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat guy, so yeah. Alright, moving on. We have another Injustice comic. Injustice versus the Masters of the Universe. I don't recall if this is canon to the Injustice universe. I don't think it is. You get a pretty cool thing of Darkseid right there. That's pretty cool. I don't think it is. I think it's like an Elseworld story from the Injustice universe, so it's like a... I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Injustice is weird. Next up is one of my favorite Batman comics of all time. Year 1. Year 1 is, well, Batman... Year 1. It's Batman's first year as Batman. Although it does follow Commissioner Gordon, which I like. Mostly follows Commissioner Gordon. Sometimes it follows other characters like Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne. But it mostly follows Commissioner Gordon, and I love the Batman movie. Batman Year 1 movie. Animated movie thing, whatever. That's good, especially Bryan Cranston. He should be Commissioner Gordon more often. So the next thing that we have here is Swamp Thing, Volume 2. Where is it? Where does it say Volume 2? Oh, on the side here. So this is Volume 2 of Swamp Thing. This comic is pretty good. By Brian K. Vaughan. It follows Swamp Thing's daughter. And her friends, but overall it's still a good comic. I recommend it. I actually read that when I had the Keystone exams. Once I finished that, I actually sat there and read that. Next up is another Swamp Thing comic. This is Volume 1. I don't know if it's exactly... Well, it's Book 1, Sagas of Swamp Thing. I don't know if it's exactly a prequel to this. I haven't actually read this one all the way through. I got pretty far. I think I got like... I think I got about here with Superman. and Hawkeye and the Justice League and all them. Yeah, so this comic is pretty good. I really like it. I'm not a huge Swamp Thing fan, but I do like some of the stuff. And if you are curious, by the way, yes, indeed, Alan Moore, Watchmen, creator of Watchmen. Now, this is probably my second favorite comic that I have of all time. Spawn. I love Spawn. Spawn is a really good series. Especially the animated show. The animated show is absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best animated cartoon that I've seen. Superhero animated cartoon that I've seen ever. That is awesome. Well, he's not really a superhero. He's more of a vigilante. But point is, absolutely phenomenal. Love that comic. Got that in Boston? Yeah, went to a comic book store in Boston. That was absolutely amazing. Nothing like it here. Now I have something from my childhood. Batman Beyond. Now, obviously, this comic is not from my childhood, but because I don't know if they were actually producing these comics. I think I got this with Spawn as well. I got sort of like a package deal, kind of. This comic is really good. It doesn't follow. I know it says Volume 1, but it doesn't actually follow the beginning of Terry McGinnis. It follows sort of like midpoint, kind of, which sucks a little bit that I couldn't find the original. But I do really love Batman Beyond. I think it's one of the better animated Batman shows. I actually think it's better than Batman, the animated series. It's some cool art. It's some really cool art. One thing you gotta really appreciate about comics is that when they just like throw in art pieces, so like at the end, it's cool. Let's see, we got Frank Miller, Batman Dark Knight Returns. That's always a good one. No introduction really needed here. The movie's also really good. Go watch those two. Those are good movies. Here is a comic that is probably my second favorite Batman comic, because I still have Gaslight, Gotham by Gaslight, Batman the White Knight. More of a modern take on Batman, but pretty good. And it has a good ending, I think. Although I don't like that Harley Quinn and Batman get together. I think that's weird. We have here Justice League Kingdom Come. Not really a huge Justice League fan, but I think Kingdom Come does really well at showing a world where everybody's retired and kind of what that world would lead up to, with violent superheroes. Next up, we have Superman Doomsday. Not the death of Superman. That's important. This comic does not follow that storyline, to my knowledge. I don't think it does. I think it's just like the beginning of Doomsday's rampage. So, yeah. That's a good comic. I'm not a huge Superman fan. We have Sinestro, or Green Lantern, Volume 1. Sorry. Sinestro. This is a good comic. I really like Sinestro, and I really like the idea that Sinestro was a Green Lantern. Although Hal Jordan is in this, so I don't know if I can't remember if Hal Jordan was in it before or after Sinestro turned. But I think this actually does detail Sinestro's turn to the dark side, or to the Yellow Lanterns, I believe. So, yeah, that's a good one. Now, I have a find that was really awesome to find. I actually didn't expect to find it. Maximum Carnage. I found this comic book at the same place that I got the free comic book day stuff. And Carnage is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I think he's better than Venom, because they kind of fucked Venom up with everything. But overall, I really love this comic. I mean, This comic is so good, and I love it. All right, and we have one more superhero, well, not superhero comic. We have another Star Wars comic. This is a big one. This is Return of the Jedi. I believe it is the just comic version of the movie. Yep, goes through the entire movie, and it's good. I really like this comic. This is an old comic too, so yeah. All right, now we have my collection, as in like continuous story, and that is The Walking Dead. I have now up to 6. I have 5. It's, The Best Defense, Heart's Desire, Safety Behind Bars, Miles Behind Us, and then of course I have Days Gone By, and now I have number 6. Can't find it. I have them all in order, and I'm gonna keep them that way. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we move on to manga. I have a little bit of manga. I have this Dragon Ball, which is volumes 4 to 6. So it's 3 manga in 1. This is great. I love this thing. This thing really helped me out getting back into Dragon Ball. It has some colored sections for some reason. Overall, it has this really cool picture in the back. I kind of want that as a poster. If I get a tattoo, I might get that. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Love that. That is awesome. Don't have a lot of manga, by the way, because I don't really collect manga. I collect comics rather than manga, but I do enjoy some manga. Got Jujutsu Kaisen before Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 came out. I found this at BAM. These are that's actually where I got all of my comics, really, most of them anyway. This is volume 1. Pretty good. Not a huge Jujutsu Kaisen fan, but whatever. Black Butler. This one is all right. I like this comic or this manga. I like the anime too, but it's not great. I have my issues with it, especially with the fact that they might not be coming out with season 4. Attack on Titan. I have issue 11, kind of a random one to have, but I do. And overall, where does this manga end? This ends with them with Reina. Oh yeah. Okay, so this ends before Reina kidnaps Eren, or it ends with Reina has kidnapped Eren, and it's before the scouts go and save him. Spoiler alert. I have Phantom of the Hourglass, Legend of Zelda. This is a game that I should play at some point, because I have a ROM of it on my computer, so I should play that at some point. This is a really good manga. Kind of reminds me of One Piece a little bit. I don't have any One Piece manga. I should get that. I should actually start watching One Piece again. Excuse me. This is a really good comic or manga. I really like it. Is this part 1? No, it's the whole thing, right? Yeah. So this is like a one-shot, I guess, they kind of did, like where they just went through the whole game. Because they also did... Yeah. So if you look here, they did a bunch of these comics. So they did Ocarina of Time Part 1, Ocarina of Time Part 2, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Four Swords Part 1, Four Swords Part 2, The Minish Cap, and A Link to the Past. I'm sure they did more. But yeah, this is a really good manga. Really like it. And if you're a fan of Zelda, you'll like that. Keeping on the Zelda train, we have Ocarina of Time Part 2 and no Part 1 because I got this at a book fair, or I think I stole it from a library or something. This follows Adult Link right after the events of Link turning into an adult. So this follows his journey and essentially him going to kill Ganon. I really like this manga. I don't care what anybody says. Next one that we have here is sort of a newer one, I guess. When did this come out? I don't know. Dragon Ball, the time I was reincarnated as Yamcha. This is a very fun manga. I wish they did more. This is a really fun manga. Go check it out. It's an isekai, but it's Dragon Ball, and it's kind of cool. It's funny and it's cool. So, yeah. Next up, continuing the Dragon Ball train till the end here. Two more. I have the first 3 issues of the original Dragon Ball, and I really, really dig this art. This cover art. Yep, this is all the way up till the World Martial Arts Tournament, where I believe the second one picks up right after, and then it goes through the red ribbon. Yeah. So yeah, that's the first 3 issues. Really good. By the way, I recommend. And jumping ahead a little bit into the 16th issue of Dragon Ball. This is just the 16th issue, so I do have to get the rest. This details the end of Dragon Ball, so the final battle between Piccolo and Goku. It ends, I believe... What am I doing? I'm going the wrong way. This actually is the final issue of the original Dragon Ball. Yep. See? Right there. It's the end of Dragon Ball. Still good. Really like those. That's my comic collection. Oh, I guess I also still have this, which is Dragon Ball Z Kai, but it's not in English. And I don't think all of them are in here. So yeah, I have that. I don't know. I can use Crunchyroll, so I don't really watch that stuff. I have just a few more little movie things in here that I don't really pay attention to because they don't really matter. So that is my comic collection. I just thought I'd show that to you guys. So peace out.